I will be concentrate more on my theory. How could agriculture be used as a tool to alleviate poverty and promote economic growth? I don't know how many of you running out of food in the Middle East, food security, and the challenge of the Arab revolutions. I've summarized my whole topics in one picture. You have fruit, you have tree, and you have roots. And in order to achieve the root, which is to reduce the food gap, improve the standard of living, conserve and maintenance of the natural resources, wealth distribution, promote economic growth, you need to have all this on the ground. This is what we're talking about here is how much or how many the hungry peoples are in the world. Managing food securities. How could we manage it? Well, through progressive policies, and we must create a safety net, family planning, and promote education. So the whole Saudi Arabia is a very limited on water, and water is a major problem. So what can you do? You must build on technologies. Agriculture is the major water consumer worldwide. 72% of globals of the water available, it goes into irrigation. In a developing, we have to reduce the agricultural subsidies, and we use the ultimate modern technologies for the usage of the water. Then Saudi Arabia has its challenges. Soaring food prices, urban population growth, rural depopulations, high unemployment, environmental degradation, and water scarcity. Those are the walls. We must get over it. How could we get a sustainable measurement and security food supply? Well, firstly, we have to get strategic reserve. We have to build that. We have to have basic food commodities, such as wheat and rice. We have to identify countries to invest in, which is countries that is Saudi Arabia have an initiative that we will go invest, and we'll go through those. These are the commodities that Saudi Arabia require. We require 3 million tons of wheat. We require 1 million tons of rice. We require 6 million tons of barley. That is 45% of the trade barleys in the world. That's huge. This are the list of the country which has been identified by the Saudi government. This country we should invest in, or let's say not should invest in, are available to us to invest in. The top three, this is the requirement for the countries to invest in. It must have a natural resource, it must be stable, it must be transparent, it must be friendly relation with Saudi Arabia, tax relations, relaxation, free market, and political, social, and economic stabilities. There is advantage, there is a disadvantage of this investment. The advantage, poverty reduction and domestic benefits. The disadvantage, land degradations and forced migrations of the peoples who live there, and trade ban. You always will be subject. Challenges of Saudi agriculture investment abroad. Well, is it problem? Yes, it's a huge problem. Do we have to do it? Yes, we have to do it. So you have to get involved the stakeholders. You have to provide clear and visible benefit to the local communities. These are the food initiative at the table of the United Nations now. This is some of the Saudi economic indicators. I will not go through it. During the recent period of globalization, some country went up, some country went down. Let's look at the Middle East. The Middle East from 1980 to 2004 only grew 6.4%. That is just how. Now, eruptions of the Arab Revolution. Most Arabs I'm not going to say all, but I will say most Arabs here, they have been denied both their human rights, their citizen rights, their political, their social, all kinds of the press you could think of it, they have it. Corruption, unequal opportunities. Somebody are fabulously rich and somebody are, or most are poor. Yes, it will take times for the Arab world for how to live together without an iron fist. We must allow political noise to rise to the surface, make all risk visible. If we talk about it, we're safe. If we don't talk about it, we're in a huge problem. Lack of investment in agriculture over decades. Lack of investment has been identified. Agriculture investment should not be rejected in principle, although there are risks for the host developing country. There is a lot of risk, but it's well worth to take. Simply, we don't have the choice. Recommendation. Saudi Arabia have 5 to 8 billion cubic meters renewable water. That is your budget. That's what you live in. We should not invest any crops that take more water than that and adopt the crops per drops. Encourage the use of new technology, GMO, situational agriculture. We must have every region in Saudi Arabia must have its own agriculture strategies, clear agriculture development strategy, a multifunction purpose on the sustainable triple bottom line, society, economy, and environment. What's my recommendation? My recommendation is, firstly, we create a public company between Saudis, flexible law. Saudi government should create long-term contract with Saudi investors. Saudi government should act as a facilitator, protectors between the Saudi investor and the host country. We should have a full access to all investment and regulation and about those target countries, which is we covered. My conclusion, food security is a political aspect of agriculture development. Food security is not only about food, but it's all about security, chronic hunger, threaten individual governments, societies, and borders. Thank you very much.